when you look at the crowds today, you have maybe 5,000-6,000 people here. On the streets yesterday, 1 million people, 1 million Iranians in the street for the Ayatollah Khomeini. Does that not give you concern? Does that not make you afraid?
Because they are afraid, yeah, that's right. And most of the people don't say anything because they are afraid. And they are in silence, you know, they don't say anything.
Is this the silent majority of Iran out here now?
Yes, that's right.
Do you want the Shah to return?
Yes, Shah return to the country.
What about you, Shah? Why do you want the Shah? Why does she want the Shah?
ما شاه میخوایم ما بیچاره این
شادی کشتنش حلاله کجای قرآن گفته
47 years we've been bleeding in the dark, under the shadow of the Islamic regime, with a stone-cold heart. They silenced our voices, they turned off our light. 58 days without internet, but we still fought the night. Our children took the streets, they raised their empty hands, and the world looked away. Do you understand? Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? 42,000 souls are gone, killed in 2 days by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? Do you feel anything at all? Or did something break inside you while Iran answered the call? Do you know Europe? 42,000 lives, 2 days, that's all it took. Mothers and fathers and sons, did you even look? We stand with Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, our hope and voice. Millions behind him marching, he is our only choice. He only fights for freedom, democracy and human rights. But you mock him in your chambers while he fights for our lives, to pull us out of this darkness, this century-long night, while you sign deals with our killers and call it diplomatic right. Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? They hang 60, 40 souls one by one, hanged within 4 months by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? Do you feel anything at all? Or did something break inside you while Iran answered the call? Do you know Europe? What happened to you, Europe? What made you so cold? What turned your heart to stone? while our story went untold. Is oil worth more than blood? Is silence worth shame? Because while you negotiate with murderers, we are dying, calling your name. Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? 42,000 souls are gone, killed in 2 days by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? We are still here. We are still strong. Do you know Europe? How much longer? How much longer? How long? Do you know Europe?
To all of our friends around the world, under the yoke of the Islamic Republic, Iran is identified in your minds with terrorism, extremism, and poverty. The real Iran is a different Iran, a beautiful, peace-loving, and flourishing Iran. It is the Iran that existed before the Islamic Republic, and it is the Iran that will rise again from its ashes the day the Islamic Republic falls. So let me be clear about how a free Iran will act towards its neighbors and the world after the fall of this regime. In security and foreign policy, Iran's nuclear military program will end. Support for terrorist groups will cease immediately. A free Iran will work with regional and global partners to confront terrorism, organized crime, drug trafficking, and extremist Islamism. Iran will act as a friend and a stabilizing force in the region, and it will be a responsible partner in global security. In diplomacy, relations with the United States will be normalized, and our friendship with America and her people will be restored. The state of Israel will be recognized immediately. We will pursue the expansion of the Abraham Accords into the Cyrus Accords, bringing together a free Iran, Israel, and the Arab world. A new chapter will begin, grounded in mutual recognition, sovereignty, and national interest. In energy, Iran holds some of the largest oil and gas reserves in the world. A free Iran will become a reliable energy supplier to the free world. Policymaking will be transparent. Iran's actions will be responsible. Prices will be predictable. In transparency and governance, Iran will adopt and enforce international standards. Money laundering will be confronted. Organized corruption will be dismantled. Public institutions will answer to the people. In the economy, Iran is one of the world's last great untapped markets. Our population is educated, modern, with a diaspora that connects it to the four corners of the world. A democratic Iran will open its economy to trade, investment, and innovation, and Iran will seek to invest in the world. Opportunity will replace isolation. This is not an abstract vision. It is a practical one, grounded in national interest, stability, and cooperation. To achieve this, now is the time to stand with the Iranian people. The fall of the Islamic Republic and the establishment of a secular, democratic government in Iran will not only restore dignity to my people, it will benefit the region and the world. A free Iran will be a force for peace, for prosperity, and for partnership.
وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه روبروم یه واژه یه هدف به نام انتقامه پشت سرم دعای مادر و تو دستم تفنگ بابامه رو زبونم اسم شاه بگینین عشق بی انتهاست هر جا اسم ایران اومد اونجا صدای بچه رضاست فردا می نویسن تو کتاب قصه دیمار بگو با تیر جنگی کشتن بچه های بیگناه رو بگو از بخت مادرها شیر زنا و دختران بگو تنها شهید شدیم تا تنها نمونه شامون وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست
همه خسته این قبولم اما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم بالاست و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه
سلام من به تو یار قدیمی منم همون هوادار قدیم
سید سلام چطوری مردک کلی کتلت شدین دایی بدون مدرک سلام بسیجی قهرمان رفتی پیش توسی با پنیر و یه نون سنگک سلام به محفل قرآنیتون سلام به مدیرای بحرانیتون سلام به حاجی اکبر و طوله هاش و خارج و رفقای ارگانیتون سلام به دزدای پول ملت که تش میفتین توی تور ملت سلام به همه شما کرکسایی که دارین نونتون رو میزنین تو خون ملت ساکتش زیر دست و پاک و تک بخورین حالا هی به یه بادکنک بدوین سلام آخر تو زندان باشه وقتی قرار به این آب خنک بخورین مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا اینو بگذاریم به خاک میرسیم تجزیه طلبی که به خاک بیرسیم ایران مردمش وطن پرستن از کرد تا بلوچ بری به فاک بیرسی گفت به هر چی مرسی است گفت به هر کی در پی تجزیه است گفت به لوی و همونی که شیفته ی گل ملیگران تو وطن خدا نفسی هست سر کردستان همه برپا شدن بلوچستان فدای مهسا شدن شمع واحد که شیر و خورشید ما بقی جعلیا تنها شدن شادی باشه واسه همه در میهن کور بشه چه شهر چی اهریمن رخه رو بگی تا اون 6 کلاس سواد و خبرگان و مجد سری ترجیحن شبهای عروس و دامادی باشه برن سلامتی نوش کنن و آبادی باشه لحظت کجاست میدون شهیاده به سمت اتوبان آزادی باشه سلام به نسل ندید پدیدا نبودیم ندیدیم قدیم ما شاه بود تو شادی کل میزدین حالا شاه بر میگرده پیک میزنین مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا
اگه به این خوشگلی با نوایده بود اسم یه مشخواهن رو توش بیاریم ولی خب لازم بود دیگه فکر کنم با نوایده
Let's go. میخوام بگم از دلم، از عشق به این میهنم، به امید روز شکست دشمن شاه برمیگرده به وطن. برگشتن پهلوی، وحشت هر اجنبی، بلند بگو همشهری شاه رضا پهلوی. نظام رسیده پرتگاه، بلند بگو جاوید شاه. برگشت شاه به میهن، دوای درد وطن. این آخرین نبرده، پهلوی برمیگرده. داره میاد پهلوی، زجه بزن سید علی. راه نجات وطن، پهلوی هموطن. ایران میشه گلستان، شاه که بیاد به ایران. ایران که شاه نداره، حساب کتاب نداره. آخون باید گم بشه، توپ تانک فشفشه. گم شو بیرون اجنبی، داره میاد پهلوی. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. ما شاه میخوایم نه ملا، بزار بشنوه دنیا. ایرانی داد بزن، شاه تو فریاد بزن. برگشتن پهلوی، وحشت هر اجنبی. بلند بگو هموطن، شاه رضا پهلوی. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. بلند بگو جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. بلند بگو جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه.
Look at us here today. We see so many flags representing so many nations. We know we are not alone, and we thank you for being with us. For all people around the world who stand today in unity with the Iranian people, this is not just because it's good for us, and you do it out of compassion and care for our rights to liberty and justice and equality and human rights. But understand that it is in your best interest too to have, unlike this regime that has been propagating terror and radicalism, we the people of Iran are peacemakers and not warmongers. We like to be friends, especially with the free world. We'd like to be able to have the best neighborly relationship with the people of our area in the region, with the Arab countries, with Israel, and all our other neighbors. We are fighting for justice, we're fighting for human rights, we are fighting for liberty, we're fighting to put an end to all sorts of discrimination. Because as an Iranian, I stand here to tell you that I've dedicated 47 years of my life because I think that my country deserves far better than what we have right now. To now understand that their best remedy is to support the people of Iran, because ultimately a free Iran will be your best partner, not just to bring stability and peace, but it will be in your best economic interest and opportunities. Together we can prosper again, and the world will be so different once the Iranian people are free. I am here to guarantee a transition to secular democratic future. I am committed to be that leader of transition for you, so we can one day have the final opportunity to decide the fate of our country through a democratic, transparent process, through the ballot box and free elections. And let's make sure that this time, especially the free nations of this world and their governments, stand on the right side of history.
I was muted. I'm so sorry. Let's restart. Durud Patriots, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to day 189 of Iran Revolution Live. And it's going to be a very explosive show today. Because as you know, President Trump said in an exclusive interview yesterday with Trey Yingst of Fox News that not only is the United States going to be hitting the Islamic regime very hard yesterday, but they're going to be hitting them even harder today. And so I have breaking news. So let's just dive right in here. So Shin, my favorite OSINT account, Shin literally posted 6 minutes ago, right now, explosions in Ahvaz, Khuzestan province, Iran, and another blast in Ahvaz. So as you can see, the boom booms are resuming. Okay, so this is why it's really important, right? When President Trump says, "Are we willing to talk to the Islamic regime?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, we'll talk to them, but the ceasefire is over." So President Trump is, maybe President Trump has finally understood that the only way to talk to the Islamic regime is through military strength, right? Now, where is Ahvaz? Oh, and before we get started, let me know in the live stream chat where you are tuning in from, because I'm always interested to know about all the various places our wonderful viewers are watching from. And of course, if you're watching the video after, let me know in the video comments below. All right. So where is Ahvaz? I showed this map yesterday, but let me pull it up again. So Ahvaz, and guys, I know quite a bit about Ahvaz because I was born in Ahvaz. That is my birth town, my hometown. So, if any Iranian can comment and give their thoughts on what they think about the fact that the United States is currently booming Ahvaz, I'm one of those people because I was born there. It's my hometown. And here we go. So that's Ahvaz. Ahvaz is the capital of Khuzestan. Now, if you recall, in the maps that I was sharing yesterday, the United States is targeting Mahshar, which is like down here, and then Abadan and Ahvaz. And remember, this area, the IRGC bases located in this area, this is primarily where they launch their missiles towards, Kuwait and sort of the region, the neighboring regions here. So as an Ahvazi, as someone who was born in Ahvaz and, has my roots, my ancestral roots literally go back to Ahvaz for thousands and thousands of years, all I can say is good. Thank you. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you, USA. Keep it up. Boom, boom, the Islamic regime off the face of the planet. Because the Islamic regime is a cancer and they have occupied and invaded. And yeah, we want them gone. So thank you. Thank you. Please continue. You know what? Hit them harder. Hit them even harder. So, all right. So this is the latest breaking from Shin. So I'm just seeing. So explosions in Ahvaz and another blast. Oh, wow. So four blasts. He just updated. So he said explosions in Ahvaz, another blast. So in the span of the last 10 minutes. So guys, as we are speaking right now, literally live, the United States is booming the IRGC bases in Ahvaz, and at least 4 explosions or 4 blasts have been heard in the last 10 minutes alone. Now, why Ahvaz and that area? Well, like I said, because whenever you see notices of Kuwait, okay, Kuwait intercepting cruise missiles. So look at this. The Islamic regime has sent 4 cruise missiles and 21 UAVs to Kuwait. And those are launched from this naval base. Let me pull up the diagram, the map from yesterday that I was sharing with you all, because this is actually really helpful here. So remember, this is like sort of a rough map of the major IRGC bases. Now, of course, there are other cities that have major bases, but these are the major ones. So here, this is Kuwait, okay? This is Kuwait. This is Mashhad, and Ahvaz is like up there somewhere, okay? So going back to the, like here, Mashhad is over here. Mashhad is where sort of like the water area is, right? That leads to the Persian Gulf. Ahvaz is up there. So whenever you see news about Kuwait being attacked or Kuwait intercepting IRGC missiles, that's more than likely coming from Mashhad and then Abadan and like this area here. So if you're wondering why the United States is currently booming IRGC bases at Ahvaz, that's why. Because that's where, like, that's one of the primary bases where the Islamic regime targets not just the US bases in Kuwait, but Kuwait itself as well. Because remember, the Islamic regime just sends ballistic missiles indiscriminately. They're not targeted attacks. They don't care if they hit civilians, and in fact, numerous civilians have lost their lives at the hands of the Islamic regime. In fact, earlier on, when this conflict started, the Islamic regime sent missiles to Kuwait, and I think a 9-year-old Iranian girl who was living in Kuwait with her family, she was murdered by the Islamic regime. She was a victim of one of these ballistic missiles. So there you go. The Islamic regime is responsible for killing civilians indiscriminately. Explosions in Iraq, and of course more in Iraq. So there you go. There's that. And then this is all Iraq. Okay. IRGC claims surface-to-air missile system shot down Lucas drone in Bandar Abbas. So there you go. Apparently, the Islamic regime is taking credit for this drone. I'm not a military expert, so I can't confirm if this is what a Lucas drone looks like. You know what? Let's look it up. I have no idea. I mean, it could be. It could very well be. I have no idea. But this is what the Islamic regime is claiming. I mean, I would say take it with a grain of salt. However, if this is all that, where was it? Wait, here we go. I mean, if this is all that the Islamic regime can do, that's not much. Because remember, these Lucas drones, I'm just looking it up right now. These are called, so Lucas stands for Low Cost Uncrewed Combat Attack System, is a U.S. military one-way attack kamikaze drone developed by Spectre Works. And by the way, this drone is the one that was reverse engineered from the Shahid drones. So remember the Mexican mariachi music with like the drones in the background that the Islamic regime was bragging about? Let me pull that up for you guys. So these are the Shahid drones, and this is the weird video. Why is my search not coming up? What? Is my search function not working? Wait. Huh. Here we go. So remember this post from January 23 and this video. So this is where the Islamic regime is bragging about their low-cost drones. And it's got like weird mariachi music in the background. Right? So these are the like very low-cost Shahid drones, okay? They're very like low quality, they're super cheap. You know, half of them don't even work properly, okay? But the Islamic regime had been bragging for a very long time that one of the ways that they are, you know, winning the war, one of the reasons they're winning the war is because they use drones that cost, I don't know, like $1,000, I don't know however much it costs, versus like high-tech US military equipment that, you know, costs millions of dollars, let's say. So they were bragging about, you know, these low-cost drones and how these low-cost drones, the Shahid drone, is able to stand up to the high-tech American military. And they're literally bragging about it, right? And then, you know, they're literally like, they're bragging about how loud the drone is, as if like the louder the drone, the more deadly or lethal it is, right? I love how the mullah is like, oh my ears, right? Oh my gosh, it blew that guy's hat off. It blew his hat off. Oh my gosh. Terrified. Americans, pack it up. The Islamic regime has drones that not only make loud noises, but their engines are so powerful they can knock the hat off of someone's head. And then you can see all their concubines. So the Durkas, you know, they also bring like the women and children, right? So all their concubines and like, you know, bastard children are there with them, and they're all like clapping, right? They're like, oh, right? Like it's I think I labeled this video like, what in the Allahu Akbar North Korea jihad am I watching or something, right? Because think of like North Korea, but if North Korea was Durka, that's the Islamic regime.
صدای موتور اذیتتون کرد بلند بود این در حد یک بازی بود که فقط
and then he's saying, was that loud? Was that loud? And he's like, this is just a teaser. This is just a small teaser of how loud these drones can actually get.
خواستیم صدای موتور رو بشنوید. استرس گرفتید؟ گوشت.
He's like, استرس? Like, did you get stressed out? Were you stressed out by the loud noises? Did you have to cover your ears? And then he's like, don't worry, it's okay. We'll protect you from the loud noises.
تونو گرفتید؟ ما اینجاییم، بلدیم، مواظبتونیم، نمیذاریم شما آسیبی ببینید. اون جایی که ساعت 3:30 صبح به کشورم، به پاره تنم، به خاکم هجوم آوردن. ساعت 3:30 حمله صورت گرفت. ساعت 5 صبح یک اسکادران بیش از 100 تایی همین شاهد 136 به سمت رژیم. شالوم.
Yeah, he says something in Hebrew there. He's like shalom, and then he says, I'm assuming he's threatening Israeli people, right? Because these people are insane. Yes, this is incredibly weird. This is weird. This is weird. Like, I don't understand why they're bragging about loud noises. I don't understand the weird mariachi music behind. And then all the people are like, oh, the loud noises scared me. That must mean that these drones are super powerful, right? Like, first of all, let's not even get into the logic behind, them bragging about loud noises. I mean, it's actually the opposite. Aren't drones supposed to be quiet? I mean, I'm not even a military expert, right? But just common sense and logic, you would assume that a drone, the quieter the better, because that way it can approach its target without being detected, right? So that's the first thing. Anyway, so these are the Shahid drones. And the Islamic regime was bragging that these low-cost drones are costing Americans taxpayer dollars. Now, remember, I think it was a few months ago. It was in one of I can't remember which month it was though. I can't remember which month, but it was one of Admiral Brad Cooper's CENTCOM updates where it was him, and then he had it wasn't like a live press thing. I think it was like just like a released video upgrade or something. But Admiral Brad Cooper at that point disclosed that the United States has been using the Lucas drones against the Islamic regime, and the Islamic regime didn't know. So the entire time that the Islamic regime was bragging about how they have these low-cost drones, the United States was literally using the same exact drone against them because they had reverse engineered the Shahid drone. So this is where it gets funny, because the Islamic regime is now claiming a great victory over downing this, the enemy Lucas drone, right? But the only reason they were probably able to if first of all, if they were the ones that actually downed the drone, right? We don't know, but assuming it is, that's not really a great victory, because this is reverse engineered based off of Islamic regime technology. So that just pretty much proves how terrible the drones of the Islamic regime are. And because this is reverse engineered from Islamic regime technology, it's not like the Islamic regime is going to take this and then learn new technology or something from the United States, right? So again, like, the United States is being very smart here, but you're going to see the Durkas take credit for this and be like, oh, no, we're so great, right? But I mean, if anything, this just proves how terrible their own technology is. And the United States is using the exact same low-cost drones against them, right? So there you go. If anything, the Islamic regime just proved how terrible their own technology really is, because this isn't American technology. This is Islamic regime technology. So there you go. Not exactly a big win for the Islamic regime, is it? Right? See, guys, I always have like a point, right? Sometimes I take you on a journey, right? I take you on a, winding journey with various stops and various videos and stories and context. But there's always a point to my story. And so the point here is that, yeah, this is not the big win for the Islamic regime that they're claiming it is. Now, again, this is what the IRGC is claiming. We don't actually know if the IRGC hit the drone or not. But again, the context here is that even if the IRGC did take down this drone, it's basically like they're taking down their own drone, right? Like, that's the technology level there. Okay, CENTCOM. CENTCOM has an update. So CENTCOM, once again, is responding to Islamic regime propaganda. Claim. Iranian state media claims that U.S. forces struck a civilian wheat storage facility in Hoveyze on July 14. This is false. Truth. On July 14, U.S. forces hit Iranian military targets in Bandar Abbas, Hormuz, Ahvaz, Qishm, Tun, Bushehr, and Kuhe Stak to degrade Iran's ability to attack commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. Meanwhile, Iran, they mean the Islamic regime, has targeted innocent civilians transiting the strait and in neighboring Gulf countries. Well, it's Persian Gulf countries, but anyway, so there you go. But yeah, so the Islamic regime is now claiming that, I guess, a civilian wheat storage facility was claimed, which makes no sense. Like, why would the United States want to hit wheat storage, right? It makes no sense. This is like, pretty much, guys, you have to remember, every single accusation by the Islamic regime is an admission of their own guilt. So it's the Islamic regime that's been hitting civilian targets, not the United States. And remember, the reason that CENTCOM is constantly responding to the state media is because, going to our Boom Boom Bingo sheet, just a quick reminder, okay, on the Boom Boom Bingo sheet, the state media is one of the branches of the Islamic regime. So unlike normal countries that are democratic, normal secular functioning societies, the Islamic regime is a totalitarian authoritarian dictatorship. So there is no freedom of press, right? There is no normal state media. The media is owned by the Islamic regime, and it's all basically their own propaganda. So that's why CENTCOM is responding to the false allegations. Now, I see some people in the comments are saying, I said wheat, civilian wheat storage facility. It says right there, wheat storage facility. Now, the reason that CENTCOM is responding to all this is, I believe, because initially when the Islamic regime was putting out fake news, when CENTCOM didn't respond, the Democrats and the people who support the Islamic regime and the anti-Trump people and the Antifa and communists and all the terrorists, they would go with that news. Like, even the fake stream media would share the news being put out by the Islamic regime as if they're some sort of reliable source. So I believe that's why CENTCOM is now responding to these false allegations, because the Islamic regime, it's not just fighting militarily, they're also fighting the soft war, right? The information war, the propaganda war. And they are, unfortunately, very good at that. And they've mobilized a huge army of Durkas all around the world, right? Because remember, a lot of the supporters of the Islamic regime are not even Iranian, and they have like bot farms in Pakistan and Bangladesh and I don't know, all these third world countries where they literally hire people to just promote a certain narrative or messages online on the internet. So yeah, CENTCOM is dealing with the Islamic regime's Pakistani bot farms, essentially. So that's the update from CENTCOM. Okay, and 4 hours ago, 2 large explosions heard on Hingam Island at 5:40 local time. Wow. Okay, well, guys, I'm going to get into the Durka. I'm going to get into the Durka news, but Ghalibaf is definitely in the hot seat, and I'm going to explain more about that later today. I just want to give sort of the latest breaking updates on the Boom Booms. So, several buildings at the 388th Mechanized Infantry Brigade base near Bompur were destroyed in overnight U.S. airstrikes in Iran's Sistan and Baluchistan province. So here is some satellite imagery showing some destroyed bases. So there you go. These are basically the targets that the United States is hitting, right? U.S. forces redirected 2 commercial vessels attempting to run the naval blockade against Iranian ports in the last 17 hours. Wow. Okay, so yeah, here's an update from CENTCOM. Since restarting the naval blockade against Iranian ports 17 hours ago, U.S. forces have redirected 2 commercial vessels attempting to run the blockade. The U.S. military remains vigilant and prepared to ensure full compliance. So guys, remember, with the blockade in place, the Islamic regime is losing $500 million a day. So every day that the blockade remains, that's $500 million of money lost by the Islamic regime. So the Islamic regime is not very happy with the blockade right now. Okay, what else do we have here? Here's a quick clip from President Trump.
On the first night of Operation Epic Fury, you addressed the world and the Iranian people directly. You said to them, when we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. America is backing you with overwhelming strength. Do you still believe the Iranian people are capable of taking over their government?
I think they're afraid. They're being shot.
When you made those remarks,
Yeah.
did you believe regime change was possible at that time?
Yeah, I did. If they had guns, if they had weapons, I had no idea that they would be willing to kill 52,000 or even any people.
On the first night of Operation...
There you go. So a little clip from President Trump. But I have a feeling that the conditions are currently being created. And we're seeing that with the destruction of all of the various IRGC bases and targets. So, where's this? Okay. I just want to see what else. All right. So I already shared this last night. Okay, here's new footage. So remember so last night on my evening live stream, I shared breaking news footage of Chabahar. Here we go. Here's more footage from that.
دقیق همه بون برجه جد جدي توار
Oh my gosh, they caught it live!
يام ياك ديغا زوارتي على ياك ديغا
There you go. So they caught this live. Oh my gosh, let's watch that again. Okay, wait, let me go to the map here. So going to our map, Chabahar is down here. So Chabahar is right here, close to the border between Pakistan and occupied Iran. Okay. All right. So guys, I see the super chats. I will get to them in a little bit after I'm done with the breaking news. So I'll get to the super chats in about an hour or so from now. So this is Chabahar. This is the footage from Chabahar here. Let's go back to, okay.
دقیق همه بون برجه جد جدي توار بچه جدی بچه يام ياك ديغا زوارتي على ياك ديغا
Wait, guys.
With Iran, the Islamic Republic of Iran is not happy right now. Should have been done 47 years ago. Should have been done at least during the 47-year period. And it wasn't. Other presidents didn't do what was right. They should have done it a long time ago. It would have been much easier. And they want to settle so badly. They don't like what we're doing. And they do want to settle. We'll find out whether or not we settle with them or we just finish it off. But I want to thank Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. He's been amazing. Pete, thank you very much. Great job. He's been really amazing. You know, he used to do interviews. All he wanted to talk about is war. Sir, would you give a pardon to 19 soldiers? Why? Well, they killed a lot of people. They were trained to kill, and that's what they did. And I pardoned a lot of people. But they've all been well behaved, right? Okay, good. Otherwise, it'll be a big story. Trump shouldn't have let him go. But
Okay, so thank you for letting me know. Guys, so this literally started a few minutes ago. So let me go back and we'll watch it from the beginning. So we're only like 1 or 2 minutes behind. Okay.
We've all heard it.
I can't play the song because I'll get copyright strike, but we can watch this. So this is live right now.
Wow, what a great song that is. We've all heard it. It became hot. Lee became very wealthy. Lee Greenwood, he's fabulous, and I want to thank him. He's been with us from the beginning. A great guy, great talent. And Pennsylvania, you are really rocking. You got the big ones here. And David, Dina. No, I'm in a world where I'm shaking hands with all celebrity business people mostly, but they're biggest names in business, and they're all spending money in our country, but they're all spending money in Pennsylvania. So I just want to say thank you. But this is a hot place. We would say it's a hot commonwealth. Never call it a state, you're in deep trouble. I've seen people's political careers end over that. Just call it a commonwealth. A lot of people don't remember that. But I think it's great to see what's going on and to see the kind of genius that I'm surrounded by. All of the people that I met backstage, but it's pure genius. I want to thank Senator David McCormick for organizing this extraordinary event. And I came to another one with you about a year ago. And that was a monster, but it wasn't like this one. This is even beyond. It was on energy, and it was very impressive. But this is something crazy what's going on. Outstanding work on behalf of the incredible people of Pennsylvania. You know, he followed me along the campaign trail, and he had a tough race. It was a tough race. A lot of people wouldn't have had the courage to do it. It takes guts to run for office. People don't know that. Only the people that never get there know it. But the fact that you did what you did it once, and you did it really well, but things didn't work out, and you did it a second time against actually a much tougher opponent, and it wasn't even close. So I think he's a great guy, great, spectacular guy with a great helper, right? But we're here today to celebrate a colossal victory for this Commonwealth and for the entire nation. This afternoon, we're announcing nearly $10 billion of new investments in our defense industrial base right here in the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And these investments will create more than 4,000 jobs. Pennsylvania workers will build the ships, submarines, trucks, weapons, and industries that will ensure America remains the strongest and most powerful nation in the history of the world. We're doing better now than we've ever done. We have $19.2 trillion. We used to go million, then we went billion, now we're into the trillions, but there's never been anything like it. The country is as hot as it's ever been, and we're doing really well with Iran. The Islamic Republic of Iran is not happy right now.
Oh my gosh, guys, I love that. I love the fact that President Trump, he said Iran, but then he clarifies and he makes it very specific. He says the Islamic Republic of Iran is not happy right now, and that's true. The Islamic regime is not happy, but the Iranian people, we are very, very happy. Wow. Did you see that, guys?
Now we're into the trillions, but there's never been anything like it. The country is as hot as it's ever been, and we're doing really well with Iran. The Islamic Republic of Iran is not happy right now. Should have been done 47 years ago. Should have been done at least during the 47-year period. And it wasn't. Other presidents didn't do what was right. They should have done it a long time ago. It would have been much easier. And they want to settle so badly. They don't like what we're doing. and they do want to settle. We'll find out whether or not we settle with them or we just finish it off. But I want to thank Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. He's been amazing. Pete, thank you very much. Great job. He's been really amazing. You know, he used to do interviews. All he wanted to talk about is war. Sir, would you give a pardon to 19 soldiers? Why? Well, they killed a lot of people. They were trained to kill, and that's what they did. And I pardoned a lot of people. But they've all been well behaved, right? Okay, good. Otherwise, it'll be a big...
I'm glad that people in the chat are also catching when President Trump said, finish them off. Yes, President Trump, please finish them off. Finish off the Islamic regime.
Sorry, Trump shouldn't have let him go, but I'm blaming you, Pete, okay? But he was very successful, actually, on television. I think he probably hated it because he can't love anything more than what he's doing right now, and he's doing it incredibly well. So great job, Pete. Appreciate it. Small Business Administrator Kelly Loeffler. Kelly, wherever you may be. Thank you very much. She's great. Secretary of the Army, Dan Driscoll, who's really out there with that beautiful smile. With that beautiful smile, but he's actually a killer. Look at that beautiful, nice face. Everything's so happy. He's a killer. Would you believe it? Those are the best kinds, actually. Commanding General of the Army, Trevor Bredenkamp. Trevor, thank you very much. And a couple of warriors in a different way, but they are great. Scott Perry and John Joyce, congressmen, and they are fantastic. And they've been my friends for a long time. Where are you? You've been my friends for a long time. They're tough cookies, and they want what's right for the country. Thanks as well to your amazing state treasurer, Stacey Garrity, who is running for governor. And I'm telling you, this guy Shapiro is totally overrated. I watched him the other night doing a speech, and he does not have what it takes. Maybe he'll win, and he's expected to win. But I hear things about Stacey, and I'm hearing some poll numbers that are very good. But Shapiro is, he doesn't have what it takes. Now, people think that's a horrible statement to make, but that's the way politics is. That's the way it is. I tell the truth. Attorney General David Sunday. David, thank you very much. Great job, I hear. And probably the most important person in the room is Senator McCormick's wife, Dina. I mean, I know Dina. Dina worked for me for 4 years. She worked for me. I know her almost as well as David, hopefully not quite as well. But Dina has been, she's been amazing, and she's gotten a very nice position as the president of Meta, working with a very good guy. So a lot of good people, but one in particular. So good luck, and doing a fantastic job. Thank you. She was great. She worked in the administration first term, and she was fantastic. We also have a big name, a very big name, a very brilliant name. Somebody who's done, I guess, in the history, I'll make enemies when I say this, but I shouldn't because I think it's true. Jamie Dimon is maybe the greatest banker in this country in many, many decades. So, CEO of J.P. Morgan Chase. Thank you, Jamie. The president of General Dynamics, Danny Deep. And, you know, they make the greatest submarine in the world. They just have to make them faster. Danny, will you please make them faster? That's true with all of the munitions people, actually. Faster. We need a little more speed. We have the best quality in the world, but we need a little more speed. The president of Hanwha Defense USA, Michael Coulter. Thank you, Michael, out there. The president and total boss of Boeing, that's Kelly Ortberg, who's a terrific guy. I think he just gave me the award for being the salesman he started of the year. I said, that's not the year. Then he said, what about the decade? Nope, much more than that. So it's the salesman in the history of Boeing. I have sold more Boeing planes, over 1,000, and nobody comes close. You know what I got for that? Nothing. I get nothing. Now, if I was in the private sector, I'd say I want a piece of the company for that, right? But Kelly, you've done a great job. You're bringing it really back, and you're up to 44 planes now. At 44, they're producing the planes at a very rapid rate, and Kelly has done a tremendous job. President of Northrop Grumman, Kathy Wharton showed us a plane that I like a lot. President of Lockheed Martin, Jim Takelet. Jim, thank you very much. Thank you, Jim. Good job you're doing. President and COO of Blackstone, a friend of mine from the real estate wars. He was a brilliant guy. I always said, this guy's always there first. What's with him? John Gray, he's a real estate genius, and other geniuses. Now real estate, he doesn't even have to participate, he said, but you've done a great job, and say hello to you-know-who. He's a tremendous guy. He's been a big help. Steve has been a big help. Co-chairman of TWG Global, Thomas Tull. Thank you, Thomas. CEO of Divergent Technologies, Lucas Zinger. I just saw some of their technology. It's amazing. I saw some of those things backstage. You don't want to talk about them. They're pretty amazing. CEO of EQT, Toby Rice. Thank you, Toby. President of North America's Building Trades Unions. Is the most powerful man in the room. It's Dina for the women, and it's this guy for the men. Sean McGarvey. Thanks. Thanks, Sean. Sean McGarvey, good guy too. And the founder of Valor Equity Partners, Antonio Gracious, and he's somebody highly respected by everybody, including my family, my kids, and also helped us tremendously working at the early stages of the administration with costs, because we inherited a cost mess, and he was fantastic, and I want to thank him. And Elon too. Elon did a fantastic job. This year we're celebrating the 250th anniversary of American freedom, and no state has been more central to protecting that freedom than the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is where America declared its independence, where George Washington crossed to Delaware, where the Union was saved by the heroes of Gettysburg. What a war that was when you read about it. And where Pennsylvania workers poured the iron and steel that won 2 world wars and won lots of other things in addition. With today's announcement, Pennsylvania will play a key role in building the arsenal of freedom to defend our nation in the modern world. We have things happening in this state. I think really people don't know what's happening in Pennsylvania. People aren't really, literally, they're not able to even fathom what's going on. I'm just sitting back there. I thought I was very well aware of it. And then I'm meeting people, very well-known people, and they're saying what they're doing here. We got to get the word out a little bit, because this is very much of a miracle, very much of a miracle. Highly respected people. The talent and innovation in this room will keep America safe for many years to come. They are very advanced, the most advanced equipment anywhere in the world. Under the Trump administration, we've invested a record $1 trillion in the United States military. And next year, I'm proud to say, and Pete, we have to get moving on this, $1.5 trillion we're going up to. We need it. It's all made in the USA, so it's not, as Sean, it's not fully a cost. You know, it's cost. We got to take something, but it's called jobs. And when you think of it that way, but 1.5, I built the military in my first term, and I used it in my second term. And as you know, Venezuela was actually 48 minutes, but let's call it 1 day. And we've paid for the cost of that war 50 times over, more than 50 times over already. And they've been great. The people from Venezuela, the leadership has been fantastic. And we're working with them. And the big oil companies are moving in. They've made more money for themselves in the last few months than they made in the history of the country. And it's just it's being properly run. They have oil. They have so much oil. You find the oil there, Pete, you just look down on the ground and you say, oh, that's oil. Just drill it. There's very few places that have anything like that. But we have a great relationship with the leadership. We've worked with them very closely, and we're bringing all the big American companies in, and it's been very much of a miracle. Millions and millions of barrels a day. The spirit of our armed forces is the highest it's ever been, with every branch setting records for recruitment. And I will tell you, during the campaign, when I was running against Kamala, she had no clue, but Joe had no clue either. That's why they got him out of there. I had to run against 2 people. Everyone else runs against 1 person. You do well. Joe wasn't doing too well. He was down like 28 points. So they said, let's replace him. That's like replacing a fighter. You're doing great against the guy. I said, let's put somebody else in. Fortunately, she wasn't much better than he was. And somebody said she's leading in the polls. That's not possible. But if she is, that's fine. You know, you got to go out, you got to win. But what's happened with the election, this was an amazing election. Think of it, we won every swing state. We won the popular vote by a lot. We won 82%, 87% of the counties in America. That's a big one. We won the Electoral College. We won everything. But all 7 swing states, the big thing was, could anybody ever win all 7? We won all 7 swing states, and we won them by a lot. So it was a great, great achievement. But when it came to joining the military, we had vacancies, empties. We had a situation that actually it was remedied largely, Pete, I think on November 5th when we won. It was even before we took office, it was remedied to a certain extent. And when we took office,
So I think that's pretty much all President Trump said about Iran. But I mean, we can continue watching this if you like. But I think that's pretty much all he's saying about Iran. And I do want to get to some of the latest breaking news. So up to you guys. Do you guys want me to continue playing this, or should I get to the latest breaking news? And then you know, if President Trump says something about Iran, I can share that in my live stream later this evening. I'll leave it up to you guys. I'm more than happy to. Yeah, you guys want to do the breaking news? Okay, all right. So I'll go to the breaking news because there is a lot of breaking news, especially about Iran and what's happening right now. And I'll keep an eye on this. And if President Trump says anything else about Iran, then I will play that later this evening. Okay, so thank you guys for your patience because President Trump was speaking on Iran. So, all right, let's get back to the main program. So, okay, there is news in Iran, but there's also like breaking news. So I'm going to go to like the latest breaking news, and then I'm going to go to the news that's happening in Iran. So let me just go to Shin so that I can share with you the latest updates. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So guys, more boom booms in Ahvaz. So about an hour ago, I spoke about, or I said that Shin is reporting blast. So guys, literally, as we are all here together on Iran Revolution Live, literally at this very moment, and at the same exact moment that President Trump is speaking live, the U.S. military is continuing to boom boom the Islamic regime to heck, and they are really, really going after Ahvaz. Let me reach out to one of my contacts in Ahvaz and see if I can get you guys any sort of intel or input. One moment, guys. I'll be right back. One moment. I just have to make a quick voice message. Okay, I'm back. Gotta keep my sources safe, right? So there you go. But yeah, we like all of us have various sources and contacts across occupied Iran. So I mean, I just reached out. I don't know if they will have any more news or info aside from what Shin is posting, but yeah, there you go. Ahvaz. Guys, Ahvaz is being de-Turkified right now. So, I mean, it took long enough. I'm glad that the de-Turkification process is finally reached my hometown, so I can cheers to this. And yeah, thank you, President Trump. Thank you, United States, for de-Turkifying Ahvaz. And it's honestly, Ahvaz is such a beautiful city, guys. Ahvaz is such a beautiful city. It's a very old city. Ahvaz is about 2,000 years old. And you know, when you think of like the palm trees and the dates and, you know, like all of that stuff, right? It's just it. I mean, it was a very, very beautiful city. And then, of course, when the Islamic regime took over, they pretty much destroyed it, right? So the Islamic regime just destroyed it. The river, the Karun River, which runs in the middle of the city, has pretty much gone dry. There's a lot of drought right now because of mismanagement by the Islamic regime. So yeah, but we will reclaim Ahvaz. And then, you know what's, this is also the really like messed up thing, is that you know, a lot of like the Arab separatists, right? And by the way, the Arab separatists, they're not even Iranian. They're from like Iraq or wherever, okay? They claim that Ahvaz is an Arab city. Really? Really? Well, fun fact about Ahvaz, okay? Let me just pull this up for you guys, so you guys have a little bit of context as to this, okay? So, normally I don't rely on Wikipedia, but in this case, you know, that's fine, because I can tell you if there's anything particularly wrong here. So, Ahvaz is a city in the central district of Ahvaz County, Khuzestan province, and it serves as the capital of the province, the county, and district. It's near the border with Iraq, along the banks of the Karun River. Okay, and it's home to Persians, Arabs, and other groups such as Kashkai and Kurds. I don't know why they didn't mention the Lurs. They always forget about us Lurs, right? Like the Lurs, like we're also there. Iraq, yeah, Iraq is predominantly Arab. I mean, there are like some Assyrians and others there, like the remnants of so the modern day Assyrians, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, their ancestors go back to like Mesopotamia and Babylon. So I mean, the remnants of them, whatever's left today, right? So anyways, so Ahvaz is right here. So remember, Iran is the cat, right? So there's the head, the ears, that's the back, that's the chest and tummy area. So Ahvaz is like right there, where like the bottom of the chest getting to like the tummy area. Okay, so now here is the thing. Okay, so how old is Ahvaz? Where is it? History. Okay, this is not what I want. Wait, that's not the what I'm looking for. So here you go. Wait, let me find it. This is gonna be cool. Where I can't find it right now. All right, I'll have to find it later. But yeah, so Ahvaz basically is a city that's like 2,000 years old. Is Ahvaz. Here we go. Yeah. So Ahvaz is approximately 1,700 to 2,300 years old. So kind of cool that the city that I'm from and the city that I was born in, Ahvaz, has existed for 2,000 years and, literally existed before the invention of Islam. So there you go. Just a, quick little fun fact about Ahvaz. So that's why right now I am, particularly pretty happy that the United States is currently de-Turkifying my birth country. So going back to the latest breaking, and then I have some footage from inside occupied Iran. So wow, okay, so not only Ahvaz, there's now explosions heard in Konarek with US fighter jets overhead. Location of blasts unclear, city reportedly secure. So Konarek, okay, so if we go back to our map here, so these are the main bases. Okay, this is Chabahar. Okay, so you see like it's like a little like U-shaped thing. So this corner of the U, that's Chabahar, and this corner of the U, this right here, that is Konarek. So Konarek is like right opposite of Chabahar. Okay? Someone is saying, question, Ahvaz are Lori? Yes, so Ahvaz and Khuzestan are predominantly Lurs, but you can also find like other ethnicities, right? So you can find like Kurds and Kashgais and Persians and whatever, and even like Iranian Arabs. Like you have to remember, Iran is not like a place where it's like you go to a certain area and it's only like that particular thing. Remember, Iran as a civilization has been around for almost 3,000 years, right? So we have been living together for a very long time, and like we're all pretty much Iranian, right? But the reason that a lot of people think that Ahvaz and Khuzestan. So let me pull up the map here. One of the main reasons why a lot of people mistakenly assume that Ahvaz and Khuzestan are like everyone is Arab there is because of the Arab separatists. So you know how we've spoken about the Iraqi Kurdish separatists, right? Like up here. And they're also in Turkey as well, some of them. And then we've also spoken about the Baluch Pakistani separatists here who are trying to, go after the Iranian Baluch. So we also have Iraqi Arab separatists. Yes, so there are, Iraqi Arabs who believe that Ahvaz and all of Khuzestan belongs to them. Even though the city that I was born in existed for at least 500 years before their religion, Islam, was invented. And Ahvaz and Abadan and Shushtar and Susa, all these places, right? So they have put out this like false narrative or propaganda about how like everyone in Ahvaz is Arab, and Khuzestan belongs to the Arabs, right? The reason that this narrative exists is because Khuzestan is the oil-rich country or oil-rich province of the country. Okay, so the Arab separatists are trying to claim that Khuzestan and Ahvaz belongs to them, and they're trying to claim that what was there before Iran. So, before the Persian Empire, there was Mesopotamia, and then this area was Elam. So, whenever you read about Elam in the Bible, that's this place, this area right here. This is Elam. So, yeah, there is nothing Arab about Khuzestan. The only reason that there are a small population of Arabs who live in this part is because they are the descendants of the Arab Muslim colonizers. Because again, this area was not Arab. They came from Saudi Arabia. So this is Saudi Arabia, and they migrated through Kuwait and through Iraq and, settled here. And fun fact, guys, fun fact. Can anyone guess why when the Arabs came to Iran and, they wanted to spread out and colonize, do you know why they never got farther than this area? Why do you think it is that the Arab Muslim colonizers were never able to spread out past this area? Give me one guess. Why do you think that is? Those who've been paying attention for the last few live streams, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about right now. Yes! Oh my gosh, you got it! Yes. Yep, it was the Lors. It was the Lors. It was my tribe. Yep, it was my people. Yep, the Lors. The Lors stopped them. So my people, the Lor Bakhtiaris, when the Arabs, were trying to Arabize, right? So they definitely conquered, right? So the Arab Muslims conquered Persia, but they weren't able to Arabize Persia, okay? And one of the reasons why they haven't been able to take the border is because of the Lors, right? It's the Lors, the Lor tribe. This is why the Lors are referred to as the warrior tribe of Iran, because we've been literally holding the line against the Arab invaders for the past 1400 years. So there you go. It's Lor or Lur. I mean, you can pronounce it either way. It's either Lor or Lur, right? It doesn't matter. It's fine however you spell it, right? Lor or Lur. It's the same thing. So yeah, this is why this is so, but the fact that so the Arab invaders, they were never able to get beyond this area. Okay, they were never able to get beyond this area because of the Lor Bakhtiaris, right? The Lors are pretty much holding the front line here. Yeah, but so the Arab separatists are now claiming that Ahvaz is, or Ahvaz and all of Khuzestan, but basically they're claiming that everyone who lives there is Arab, and that's literally the farthest thing from the truth. Is the biggest concentration of Arab Iranians in Khuzestan? Yes. However, I also want to be very clear. Arab Iranians are just as Iranian as everyone else. And in fact, a few months ago, a young Arab, a young Iranian Arab man in Ahvaz, I think he committed suicide because of the way that the Islamic regime had been treating him. And, again, because we're all Iranian first, everyone across Iran was speaking out about him and raising awareness about him, because, an Iranian is an Iranian is an Iranian, and we are all fighting the same evil, that's the Islamic regime. And also keep in mind, during the Iran-Iraq war, one of the reasons that Iraq was not successful in taking over Khuzestan is because a lot of Iranian Arabs acted as spies and infiltrators, and they basically went to the Iraqis and they pretended that they were one of them, and then they got intel and they shared that intel, right? So yeah, one of the main reasons that Iran was sort of, I can't say anyone really won, but one of the main reasons that Saddam Hussein wasn't able to take over Khuzestan is because of our loyal, patriotic Iranian Arabs who were fighting the separatist Durka Arabs, okay? The Iraqi Arabs. So I also want to make that very clear, right? So, and it just goes to show, right? When I say that we're all Iranian, we are literally all Iranian first. So yeah, there you go. So that's a little info on Ahvaz. And okay, so going back to the breaking news, let me just refresh really quickly, and then I have some Durka videos for you. Okay, let's see. Okay, wow, oh my gosh, we have footage, guys. We have footage. This was posted 1 minute ago. I don't think I'm ever going to get to the actual news that I wanted to share, but okay, so where's this from? Multiple explosions heard near Ahmad Rize checkpoint, Chabahar, coinciding with U.S. strikes 22:38 local time. Okay, so Chabahar. Again, Chabahar is the city that is close to Pakistan, right? So in the southern part, southeastern part of Iran, this is a border between Iran and Pakistan. So in the province of Sistan and Baluchistan. So let's go to the footage now. Okay. Wow. And like you can see, like people are just like casually driving by as if like nothing's happening at all, right? They're just like, okay, great, like the Islamic regime is being exterminated, you know, great. Let's carry on. Okay, so explosions heard, explosions in Afwas. Okay, that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much it for the breaking news. Let me just check one more final thing, and then I will see if there is anything recent and breaking. Oh, so this is interesting. Oh my gosh. Stephen Miller was on Fox News last night, and the United States official Persian account took a clip of what he was saying, and they translated into Persian, and they added Farsi subtitles. So for all you Americans who are watching, the subtitles that you see here down below, this is most likely an Iranian American who runs the official Persian language account of the United States. And yes, if you did not know, the United States actually has an official Persian language account. And it has 815.3 thousand followers. So Goldie, someone asked Trump just now and asked if he would wipe out IRGC like he did ISIS, and he said, really? Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. Wow. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Dawn, for letting me know. Let's go to that. Right. Right.
Office, and the ship was way over budget.
Wait, was it before or after this? Let's see. Let's see how close we are.
Caterpillar goes into the business of using magnets to lift up their.
Wait, was it before or after he made the magnet comment? Let's find
little blades when they go in, and when they go away from hydraulic. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do something. I'm going to start using magnets, but we don't want to use them. So we're not letting any, Pete, we're not letting any more ships be built with.
Oh, okay. It was on X. All right. Okay. I thought you meant the live that he's speaking about. All right. Let me find that post on X then. Thank you so much, Dawn, for letting me know. Let's pull that up. Let's pull that up. Okay, let me see if I can find it. I know it was on X, but do you know, like, oh wait. So it wasn't like a live breaking thing? Oh wait. I mean, oh, you're speaking about this. Okay, you're speaking about this. I found it. Here it is. This is what you're referring to.
RGC. Does that mean that you might wipe them out like you did ISIS?
Yeah, it does. We will see what's happening. We received a call just as I was coming here. They want to meet. They always want to meet. But, this should have been done by other presidents for many years, for 47 years, but really a lot longer than that. And it wasn't. And I never understood why, but now I do. Because if you're not going to do it the way I'm doing it, you're never going to make a deal with them. They were very difficult. They're good negotiators. They were tapping everybody along for 47 years. Then Obama came in and he just offered him, a fortune of money. He paid him off. 1.7 billion in green cash and hundreds of billions of dollars. And that really set everyone else back because they started wanting to make nuclear weapons. And then we hit them just about a year ago, with the B-2 bombers, and that ended that. So.
All right. So thank you so much, Dawn, for letting me know about this. I'm going to bookmark this post, and I'll definitely share it tonight. So I do, because remember, guys, so Iran Revolution Live, wow, I'm gonna have to go and like rewatch that. I'm gonna have to find the full interview, and I'm gonna have to watch that and analyze it before I start my live stream like later tonight, because wow, very interesting comments from President Trump. And again, like I have been saying, at this very moment, and I keep on refreshing Shin, at this very moment, there are literally boom booms happening all across occupied Iran in the IRGC bases, and a new clip from President Trump from his Pennsylvania statement.
They want to settle so badly. They don't like what we're doing, and they do want to settle. We'll find out whether or not we settle with them or we just finish it off.
Don't settle! President Trump, do not settle. Do not settle with the Islamic regime. Finish them off. Finish the job.
They want to settle so badly. They don't like what we're doing, and they do want to settle. We'll find out whether or not we settle with them or we just finish it off.
Finish it off. Finish the job. President Trump, please. Please. Do not settle with the Islamic regime. No deals with the devil. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right, guys. That is... wow. So all I can say is tonight's evening edition of the Goldie Show is going to be a very explosive one and an interesting one, because there's going to be a lot that I'm going to have to cover, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, right? But yeah, let's okay, you know what? I'm going to actually save this for later tonight as well, because I do want to get to a little bit of news about what's happening inside of occupied Iran before I get to your questions and comments and super chats. And then I'm going to save my military analysis and, of course, all the boom booms for later this evening. So let's go to Pezeshkian. Let's go to Pezeshkian. Now, guys, who remembers who Pezeshkian is? Who in the comments remembers who Pezeshkian is? So on our Boom Boom Bingo sheet, Pezeshkian is the so-called president of the Islamic regime, the one that's, the one who wanted to resign, and they didn't let him. Yeah, exactly. So who got it first? Aliyah, Tzipora, Redback, yep, Kajdronim, Markey, Melcat, Gerald. Oh my gosh, you guys are so smart. Wow. Great. Maga King, Jeremy. You know what? They claim he's on house arrest. I don't know if that's true or not. So, yep, Iranian president, JBPR. Wow, guys, we have like a very high IQ chat here. It's pretty obvious, like from all your comments, that there are like no Durkas. There are no Durkas in the chat. We have Kurosh, it's a Zereshkian. We have a Durka free zone in the chat. Okay. So let me share this. Oops. Oh no, I stopped. What happened to my screen? Technical difficulties. Here we go. So this is Pezeshkian, and he's talking about, of course, blaming the Jews. Okay, so Pezeshkian is pretty much saying that everything that's happening right now between like the United States and the Islamic regime and whoever else, it's all the fault of Israel. So of course, you know, blame the Jews for everything. So here you go. And just you can follow along with the subtitles.
وقتی تو صدا و سیمای جمهوری اسلامی میان میگن نظامی‌ها یه طرف دولت یه طرف، این یعنی شکاف. بنده خودم از نیروی نظامی نه تنها جدا نمیدونم بلکه باعث عزت و سربلندی خودم میدونم و با قدرت ازش دفاع میکنم. او آدم تو صدا و سیما حق نداره بگه دولت یکیه نظامی‌ها یکیان. اون اسرائیل این حرفو میزنه که او داره این حرفو میزنه. چطور من از اون جدا میکنم؟ بنده ما آماده‌ام برم تا همون خط بجنگم. بنده از شهادت نه تنها نمیترسم.
Please do. Can you please like for the sake of all of us, yes, please march straight to the front line of martyrdom and take all of your Durkas with you.
برای خودم فوز میدونم. وقت چرا یکی باید بیاد تو اونجا اینجوری حرف بزنه که تفرقه ایجاد کنه؟ وقتی تو صدا
Okay. So basically what Pezeshkian is doing is Pezeshkian is responding or reacting to the comments from certain broadcasters and people on Islamic regime state TV who are claiming that he is an Israeli spy. So basically what he says is like, you know, when on Islamic Republic TV, they say that, you know, the IRGC is one faction and the government is another faction. That's Zionist talk. That's what the Jews do, right? Like he literally says, you know, when the Durkas are accusing me, like basically like when the own supporters of the Islamic regime are attacking him, he's blaming this on Israel and the Jews, right? Listen to this again. He's saying this talk it's what the Zionists do. Blame it on the Jews, right? So guys, this is how insane these people are. Even their own infighting, right? Because remember, we're literally in the game of Durka right now. So the game of Durka, you have Jalili and his people are one faction. You have General Skidmark, another faction. The second in command, Abdullahi, he's on the same team as Alibov, okay? And then you have Arakchi, who is most likely aligned with Vahidi. However, Arakchi has been thrown under the bus because I shared footage a while ago of, you know, Durkas chasing Arakchi. So Arakchi is in a hot seat right now. And Ejei is a supreme executioner. He is, you know, his own sort of faction. And then you have this guy, Arafi. And remember, those who watched Iran Revolution Live with me last Thursday, Jocelyn was speaking about him. So, you know, and then there's Jannati as well, but he's, you know, pretty much dead anyway. So these are all the various factions within the game of Durka. Because, of course, the way that an authoritarian regime remains in power is through a strong figurehead. That strong figurehead, Khamenei, was exterminated on February 28th. And the cardboard Ayatollah is nowhere to be seen. We don't even know if he's dead or alive. He didn't even bother to show up to his father's funeral. Anyways, so you have all these different game of Durka factions, all of them vying for power. And this has nothing to do with Israel. Literally has nothing to do with Israel. But Pezeshkian, the president, he's freaking out. And now he's like, oh, all these people on Islamic regime state TV. So remember, Islamic regime state TV is another faction. And, you know, various elements within the state media are loyal to different Durka factions, right? So now Pezeshkian, in this sort of like on TV or press conference or whatever, he's literally saying that the only reason that the other factions are attacking him is because this is coming from Israel, and you know, he's literally blaming the Jews for the fact that other Durkas are attacking him. Let's watch this again.
وقتی تو صدا و سیمای جمهوری اسلامی میان میگن نظامی‌ها یه طرف دولت یه طرف، این یعنی شکاف. بنده خودم از نیروی نظامی نه تنها جدا نمیدونم بلکه باعث عزت و سربلندی خودم میدونم و با قدرت ازش دفاع میکنم. او آدم تو صدا و سیما حق نداره بگه دولت یکیه نظامی‌ها یکیان. اون اسرائیل این حرفو میزنه که او داره این حرفو میزنه.
You know what? Wow, guys. Okay, so I didn't catch this the first time. Pezeshkian is so angry. He doesn't say the Zionist regime because, you know, usually they'll say the Zionist regime. He actually says Israel, right? Like that's taboo. Like that's a no-no, right? So among the Durkas, you're not actually supposed to say Israel, right? Because Israel is the little Satan or whatever, right? So I don't think I've ever heard him say the word Israel before, right? Like they never do. Remember, when you listen to their language and you listen to their talks, they always just call it like the Zionist regime or, you know, whatever. But the fact that he actually said Israel, that just shows like how stressed out he actually is.
نظامی‌ها یکیان. اون اسرائیل این حرفو میزنه که او داره این حرفو میزنه. چطور من از اون جدا میکنم؟ بنده ما آماده‌ام برم تا همون خط بجنگم. بنده از شهادت نه تنها نمیترسم، برای خودم فوز میدونم. وقت چرا یکی باید بیاد تو اونجا اینجوری حرف بزنه که تفرقه ایجاد کنه؟
Oh my gosh. They are freaking out so much right now. Oh my gosh. Wow. Also, I wanted to share this. So anyone who claims that the Islamic regime does not want to build a nuclear weapon or anything like that, get this. So Ahmad what's his last name? Bakhshayish Ardestani. So Ahmad Bakhshayish Ardestani, a member of the Islamic Consultative Assembly's National Security and Foreign Policy Commission. Guys, this is important. So look at the name, right? The name is not the Iranian Consultative Assembly or something like that. They literally refer to themselves as the Islamic Consultative Assembly's National Security and Foreign Policy Commission, right? So they're not hiding the fact that they are literally a bunch of foreign Arab Muslim invading occupiers, right? Because all of their institutions are named after Islam, okay? So this is why we say it's not the Iranian regime, it's the Islamic regime. It's not the Iranian government, it's the Islamic government, right? But yeah, like they've made all these groups and stuff, and they literally call themselves Islamic this, Islam that, you know, Allah this, Muhammad that, Jihad, you know, whatever, right? So so this person who is part of the Islamic Consultative Assemblies. Wait, someone's saying put in Persian? What a stupid comment. Like, are you a troll? Because these people aren't Iranian, they're Muslim. They're Arab Muslim invaders. I don't know if you're new to the channel or if you're a troll, but there you go. Like, you know, you can come here to learn. You can come here to learn, but there's nothing Iranian or Persian about these people. These are literally the Arab Muslim invaders, right? And they're doing everything in the name of Islam, right? So again, Islamic Consultative Assembly. Anyway, so they said in an interview that Iran, right? So again, keep in mind, Iran is occupied by Muslim Nazis. So the Islamic Consultative Assembly's National Security and Foreign Policy Commission speaks on behalf of occupied Iranians, unfortunately, which completely illegitimate, right? But they say Iran and the US have no desire to enter a long-term war. But he claimed that the main axis of disputes between the two sides has shifted from the nuclear dossier to the Strait of Hormuz. Ardestani said in another part of this interview, and I quote, "Now is the time for Iran to build a nuclear bomb, because according to him, Iran has paid heavy costs and endured numerous conflicts. In response to the possibility of a global consensus forming against Iran, he said that in his view, such a consensus already exists and that the United States and Western countries are currently taking action against Iran as well. Well, no, they're not taking action against Iran, Utazi. They're taking action against you. You are the Arab Muslim terrorist. You are you are part of the Islamic Consultative Assembly. So you can take your Islamic Consultative Assembly and go back to like Najaf or Karbala, where your dead Arab warlords are buried. Like take your Islamic Consultative Assembly and go back to like Karbala where you guys belong, right? Because an Islamic Consultative Assembly is literally one of the most anti-Iranian things in the world. The whole concept of Islam is literally anti-Iranian. Islam has been trying to erase the Iranian identity for 1400 years. But this is a difference between the Muslim invaders and Iranians, right? Because as you can see, this Muslim invader, who's part of the Islamic Consultative Assembly, okay? So that means like, so basically, they're the ones who are consulted on various things because they're the experts on Islam. So this so-called Islamic expert is saying that now is the time for the Islamic regime to build a nuclear bomb. So this is what I mean when I say that the Islamic regime is a cancer. When I say that the Islamic regime will never reform, will never want peace, this is what I'm talking about, right? They literally believe it is their Allah-given responsibility to have a nuclear bomb. And for those of them who are not as religious, but they're still fanatics in their own way, the reason that they want a nuclear bomb is because they want to become like North Korea. Remember, one of the reasons that no one really touches North Korea is because North Korea has nuclear bombs and they're not afraid of setting those nuclear bombs off. So that's what the Islamic regime wants, right? The Islamic regime, as long as the Islamic regime exists, it will always try to acquire and obtain a nuclear bomb because that nuclear bomb will essentially be the insurance that it needs to survive, okay? Because the Islamic regime believes that once it has a nuclear bomb, it will become untouchable. And in fact, it will become untouchable. So this is why they are always, the Islamic regime is always trying to build nuclear bombs because they view the nuclear bomb as insurance. And once they have nuclear bombs, then they can continue exporting their jihad around the world. And then literally no one can touch them because if anyone tries, they're going to send nuclear bombs their way, right? North Korea is just as bad. However, North Korea's dictatorship is contained within the borders of North Korea, okay? North Korea is not exporting its ideology around the world. The Islamic regime is. The Islamic regime has been exporting its ideology since 1979 because remember, they call themselves the revolutionaries. And in their minds, the revolution has not ended. The revolution began in 1979. And the revolution isn't about conquering just Iran. The revolution is about conquering the entire world, right? Destroying Israel, destroying the United States, all of that. And so this is why they are so insistent on acquiring nuclear weapons, because that nuclear bomb will be their insurance for staying around, because they think that once they have that bomb, they'll become untouchable. And in fact, they probably would be. You think things are bad in the Strait of Hormuz right now? Could you imagine how much worse they would be if the Islamic regime actually had a nuclear bomb? America is doing the world a favor by getting rid of these Durkas. So there you go. There's, just little bit of insanity from the Muslim Nazi Durkas. Now, wow. Okay. You know, I'm just going to play this one without no context, and I will let you guys tell me what you think about this. So this was recently broadcast on Durka News Network. Okay, this is from today on Durka News Network. Let's see what the Islamic regime has to say about American military bases in the Middle East.
ما جنگ زمینی جدی میتونیم داشته باشیم. کلی پایگاه داره امریکا در منطقه. بارها بیان شد که اینها هدفهای مشروع ما هستن و لذا داریم میزنیم. خب بریم بگیریم. من پیشنهادم این هست که ما یکی از این پایگاه ها رو بریم و بگیریم و این امکان وجود داره. ریسترش رو من اینجا نمیگم. این امکان وجود داره. در هر یک از این پایگاه ها صدها و شاید هزارها تروریست امریکایی هستن. ما جنگ زمینی
Okay. So you know, in a total, you know, another totally normal day of the Islamic regime, their broadcasters, remember, the broadcasters have their own box on the Boom Boom Bingo sheet. So these are the state media, right? So state media, which is a propaganda outlet of the Islamic regime, are now claiming on Durka News Network that that the Islamic regime actually has the capability to not only strike U.S. military bases in the Middle East, but they actually have the capability and the strength to go and to capture one, to seize one, and to take at least 100 American soldiers hostage. Yeah. Let me just compare an IRGC soldier to an American soldier. So I just have to pull up these two pictures, and this will be a very, very good comparison. Okay. So, okay, I found the first picture. Let me find the second one. Let me find the second one, and then okay. Okay, I found the person of the, sorry, I just had to look up the proper one. Guys, give me one moment. This is good. This is worth it. This is worth it. You guys are going to appreciate this because this will give a very good example. Okay. So, here we go. So, this Durka, okay, so let me play this video one more time. So this Durka on Islamic Regime State TV is claiming that the IRGC has the capability to not only seize an American U.S. military base in the Middle East, but to also take at least 100 American soldiers hostage. So let's just watch this video, and then I'm gonna, you know, compare Americans to the IRGC.
ما جنگ زمینی جدی میتونیم داشته باشیم. کلی پایگاه داره امریکا در منطقه. بارها بیان شد که اینها هدفهای مشروع ما هستن و لذا داریم میزنیم. خب بریم بگیریم. من پیشنهادم این هست که ما یکی از این پایگاه ها رو بریم و بگیریم و این امکان وجود داره. ریسترش رو من اینجا نمیگم. این امکان وجود داره. در هر یک از این پایگاه ها صدها و شاید هزارها تروریست امریکایی هستن. ما جنگ زمینی جدی میتونیم داشته باشیم.
So that was the claim by the Islamic regime. And so now let me show you some, examples of, American soldiers, okay? So what do American soldiers look like? Okay, so here is here's video from CENTCOM, and this is I guess it's a promo video or something, speaking about American soldiers and military. So let's just watch this. Let's just watch this.
Now we have 4 COCOMs represented. Figure you have everyone NORTHCOM, INDOPACOM, EUCOM, and it's all led by CENTCOM. Hey, welcome to Exercise Regional Cooperation. This year is special. So this is the 30th anniversary, and Regional Cooperation Exercise was formed as U.S. Central Command's focused exercise for Central Asia.
Our team benefits from this exercise, building a relationship and trust with our partner forces, which is very critical during real-world operations.
Okay, not bad. Not bad. Americans, you had some cool music. You had some cool music. I'll give that to you. Here, I have to pull up the chat for this one. So, I will give that to you. You guys have like some cool music and, some pretty cool props, and, you make it look all like, badass and whatever. But, I don't know if you can stand up to the might and strength of the Islamic regime. Okay? Because, let me show you what you're up against, right? So, yeah, this is what that Durka News Network person is talking about when he says that the Islamic regime has a capability to take over a U.S. military base and take at least 100 American soldiers hostage. So watch this and be very afraid. Yeah. So that was supposedly the Islamic regime doing a live demonstration about how they are so strong that they can break a vase. Except, of course, they weren't able to break the vase. Yeah. Guys, this is real. This is like this is not fake. This is like a real thing. This is literally a real thing. This is a real video. Now, this person added like they added like subtitles to it, but like it's a real thing. Right? Here you go. Like this is okay. I found the original version with like the Persian. Okay, let's see what the guy's saying in Persian.
عاشق و شهیدان سرفراز نیروی دریایی ارتش جمهوری اسلامی ایران.
Guys, so he's like, these are the beloved members of the IRGC Navy. Guys, this is the Navy, the IRGC Navy. So he's like, the beloved members of the IRGC Navy.
ارتش جمهوری اسلامی ایران. شهید ناوسروان غلام عباس عفیفه. شهید ناوی یکم علی اصغر درستکار.
And then they're just like giving like the names of like the Durkas here, right? And then you see like the IRGC Navy commanders are watching along, and this guy's like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen right now?
دریادار نصرالله عزیزی. شهید ناوسروان علی کهوری نژاد. شهید.
So they're basically just like saying the names of like people who've been like murdered, or like they call them martyrs, right? But I don't know, they've died for one reason or another. No one really cares because they're all Muslim Nazis, right? But
سروان حسن رونده و شهید دریادار محمد ابراهیم همتی و شهید ناوسروان حمید قهرمانی و 10 شهید و 100 شهید سرفراز دیگر که در حراست و حفاظت و پاسداری از آبها و مرزهای دریایی کشور عزیزمان ایران عاشقانه در قلب دشمن.
No, guys. Okay, guys, look what happened. So these guys can't do it. So then I guess like their trainer shows up. The trainer shows up, and then he's like, guys, let me handle this. And then you even see he even does like a karate ninja yell. You can hear him in the background. He's like, hi, yeah, or something. And then like he literally falls out, and he can't break the vase either.
پاسداری از آبها و مرزهای دریایی کشور عزیزمان ایران عاشقانه بر قلب دشمن تاختند و این آرامش و امنیت را به همه ما هدیه دادند. یاد و خاطره همه شهیدان سرفراز را گرامی می‌داریم.
Look at them, they're dying. So awkward. Yeah. Remember, yeah, you know what? Someone's saying it's someone's saying it's a Jewish vase. Yeah, guys, they'll probably blame Israel for this, right? Guys, the vase is a Mossad agent. The vase is a Mossad agent, right? So the only reason that the Islamic regime couldn't break the vase is because it's Mossad, right? So yeah. it's a Mossad vase, right? So they're probably going to blame the Jews for this one as well, because that's what these Durkas always do, because they're literally insane. But yeah, just another quick comparison, right? So you know, here's an IRGC soldier. IRGC soldiers, you know, they love to show off how they can do the splits, because apparently being able to do the splits somehow makes you a very strong fighter. Okay, so yeah, so you know, just think about like a Mortal Kombat match between like this IRGC soldier who's like doing the splits, and you know, here you have Chief Warrant Officer 5 Eric Slover, right? I know who I would bet on. In a Mortal Kombat match between the IRGC and Chief Warrant Eric Slover, Chief Warrant Officer number 5 Eric Slover, and it wouldn't be the IRGC, right? Wouldn't be the IRGC. So there you go. That's the difference between American soldiers and the IRGC. Literally a bunch of inbred Muslim Durkas who, you know, yeah. So, there. By the way, like, why is this mullah, guys? Why is this mullah? Like, look at it. Look at the expression on this mullah. He's got like this weird expression, like almost as if like, ooh, like, ooh, what a sweet treat or something, right? Like it's very bizarre. Very bizarre there. So there you go. That's just apparently the Durkas. So the Durkas on Durka News Network are now claiming here, let me fix this because I had my view all different here. But there you go. So the Durkas on Durka News Network are claiming that they can actually take American bases. But here's the thing I want to point out though. Like as ridiculous as this claim is, the reason that the Islamic regime, through their propaganda outlet, right? Remember, they're here on the Durka Boom Boom Bingo sheet, right? So the reason that their broadcasters are sharing this kind of utter nonsense and garbage is because they're trying to drum up morale amongst their supporters. Because remember, the Islamic regime doesn't have a leader right now, okay? Khamenei is dead. The cardboard supreme dictator hasn't been seen at all. There's a lot of internal, fighting. There's various factions. Khamenei's funeral was a joke, right? Like not that many people attended. Morale is very low. And, as we are speaking, and literally as we are speaking, don't forget the United States and President Trump are booming them, right? And sending them back to, heck, where they belong. So morale is very low amongst the IRGC and their supporters. This is what the Islamic regime does. So whenever morale is low, they literally they will activate their IRIB state media branch, and then they'll just go on Durka News and they will just say all this stuff. And these messages and what they're saying, it's not for the 95% of Iranians who are against the Islamic regime. It's for whatever's remaining of like the 5%, probably less than 5% support at this point. But this is pretty much just like them desperately trying to keep their supporters from going away, right? And you have to remember, in a totalitarian system and dictatorship, oftentimes the dictatorship will appear at its strongest right before it collapses. So the way that I interpret these sorts of messages from like Durka News Network, right? Like he's basically saying like, we can do this, like in your dreams, right? Like you don't need to be a military expert to know that there's literally no way that the Islamic regime could ever capture a US base, right? Like there's no possible way that could ever happen, right? And you don't even have to be like a supporter of the United States. Any rational, logical, normal, sane human being, regardless of their stance on what's happening in the Middle East, if they're a logical, rational, sane person, they know that the Islamic regime can't capture a US military base and take 100 Americans hostage. Like that's never even happened in like the history of the United States in that area. But they're literally gloating about this. So but they're doing this to try and keep up the appearance of, we're strong, we're powerful, everything's under control. It's like that meme with the dog where, he's sitting in the house and everything is on fire and he's like, it's okay, like everything will be fine or something, right? Like that's pretty much the meme here. Now, I just want to get to some of the latest breaking news from Shin because the boom booms are still happening. And afterwards, okay, let's see. Nope, that's it. So the latest breaking is just the video that I already shared. Okay, here's a different angle. So this is in Chabahar again. So remember, Chabahar is down here. Oh, I closed the screen. Anyways, Chabahar is in the southeastern part of Iran. there you go. So that's pretty much that. All right, guys, I'm going to go to questions and comments. There's still so much more. There's still so much more that I want to talk about that I haven't spoken about. But I will get to all of that later tonight in my geopolitical analysis. Okay? Okay, wait, one more Durka. So, former Islamic regime foreign minister called for a ground assault on a U.S. military base in the region and the capture of 100 Americans. So this guy, okay, this Durka, anyway, so this Durka says, my proposal is that we launch a ground attack on one of the U.S. bases in the region, capture 100 Americans and bring them to Iran, said Manucher Motaki, who is now a member of Iran's parliament. Oh wait, that's this guy. That's him. Oh my gosh, that's the same guy, guys. That's literally the same Durka. Look at that. That's the same one. Okay, so there you go. There you go. This is him. This is him when his face isn't all blurry. This is the Durka. This is the Durka on Durka News Network who's speaking about that. There you go. There you go. So I shared the news source, but before I did that, I shared the original video with you of this absolutely insane Durka. Okay, I'm going to go to your questions and comments, and then afterwards, I will see you guys later tonight for tonight's evening edition of The Goldie Show, where we're going to do a little bit more of a deep dive on the geopolitical analysis, right? What is President Trump saying? What does that mean? You know, how does Israel fit into all of this? Because it's actually very interesting how the United States is hitting the Islamic regime very, very hard, but we haven't seen anything from Israel yet. So to me, like, I find that very interesting. And I think there's a lot more happening behind the scenes than what we're seeing. But I will save my theories for tonight's evening edition. So let's get to your questions and comments. Christy Johnson says, my mother lived in Tehran while my grandfather was an advisor in education to the Shah in the late 1950s. Oh my gosh. She is now 90 years old and is hoping to see a free Iran again in her lifetime. I think it will happen. Hang on. Love from your American friend, Jovicha. First of all, God bless you. God bless your mother. And God bless your family. God bless America. Oh my gosh. Wow. I am incredibly envious of your wonderful mother right now, Christy, because your mother actually lived in and experienced that Iran that all of us are fighting for right now. Your mother lived in that Iran that I've only seen video footage of and historical records and documents. Oh my gosh. You know, if I was you, I would maybe encourage and help your mother to write some sort of memoir about her experience as an American living in Iran before 1979, because her experience is absolutely priceless. And please give your mother a huge hug for me, and tell her that I appreciate her kind words and her thoughts. And I just, yeah, God bless her. God bless your mother. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I have chills. Christy. Thank you so much for sharing that. What a beautiful thing to share. Thank you so much. My gosh, amazing. Next we have a comment from Ali Askarpur, long live Iran, long live the Shah. Thank you so much. Long live Iran and Javid Shah. William Mongrain says, claiming the ability to capture U.S. bases only exposes their desperation to retain support. 100%. William, you nailed it. You nailed it on the head. That's exactly what it is. So again, when the more desperate they get, they're going to make like much more bolder claims, right? So you're 100% correct on this. That's exactly what they're going to do and continue doing. Galveston County Mike, these goofballs would never survive a street fight here in Texas. I agree. I mean, the Islamic regime, like, they're not properly trained. There's a reason why the United States was able to destroy them pretty quickly, and there's very little resistance. Remember, the Islamic regime is only good at one thing, and that is oppressing and murdering the unarmed Iranian people, right? So when it comes to unarmed people, they're very good at that, right? And so they literally use machine guns and anti-aircraft weapons against Iranian people, right? Like they'll shoot these like giant, like 50 caliber bullets into like the crowds, right? Murdering like I don't know how many tens of people at the same time with just one round. So they're very good at that. But yes, if they're unarmed, yeah. Here's the thing. The reason why the Islamic regime is heavily armed, and let me bring this up from yesterday, right? So for those who are tuning into Iran Revolution Live yesterday, here is the footage, okay? Where is it? Here you go. This one. Let me just pull this up for you guys, okay? So remember, remember this video that I shared yesterday? So this is an Afghan supporter of the Islamic regime, and he's basically sharing this video of an Islamic regime police officer who's loading up this dushka or machine gun in the back of a pickup truck. Okay, and keep in mind these pickup trucks. This is not used to fight Israel and America. The pickup trucks and the machine guns behind them, these are used to murder Iranian people. So yeah. The reason that they are heavily armed, and the reason that the Islamic regime literally uses military grade weapons to murder Iranian people is because if they were unarmed, guys, if the Islamic regime was unarmed, Iranians would rise up like that. Okay, no hesitation. But if you're wondering why Iranians haven't risen up, right here, because this is what they do. Not only do they murder Iranian people with these weapons, but they make videos taunting Iranians, saying that if you come out, we will kill you. So, yeah, these are the Muslim Nazis who are occupying Iran. But yes, I mean, if this guy was unarmed, I myself would take care of him, right? If he was unarmed, I would take care of him myself. But like, what can you do? Like, what are you supposed to do against this, right? What are you supposed to do against something like this, right? The Islamic regime literally uses these to shoot into the. So when President Trump says that 52,000 Iranians, at least 52,000 Iranians were killed, there you go. This is how. This is just one of tens of thousands of these. Yeah. William Mongrain says, yes, I can do a split 2 bro 8 special. No, that's true. I agree. Wow. Okay. You know what? I can't do a split. So Very impressive, William. Teresa is asking, question, Goldie, do any Iranian citizens live near these IRGC areas that are being attacked? Yes. So the IRGC does have a habit of building their military bases near areas where Iranian citizens live. However, unlike the Islamic regime, the weapons used by the United States and Israel against IRGC targets are very precise. So this is why President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu and His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi, the Shah of Iran, have all said that it is dangerous to go outside. Iranians, please stay indoors. So because of course there is always a risk of someone losing their lives through collateral damage. However, what I do want to say is that before this conflict started, Iranians were begging for President Trump to attack the IRGC. And the reason is because if the IRGC survives, more Iranians will be murdered. Remember, the Islamic regime murdered over 54,000 Iranians in 2 days alone on January 8 and 9. We also know and understand that every single innocent life lost is at the hands of the Islamic regime. The Islamic regime could have very easily surrendered, but they're choosing to stick around. They're choosing to remain. And at the end of the day, they're the reason why this conflict is happening, because they are a cancer and they just refuse to surrender. They refuse to surrender because it's against their ideology, it's against their religion, it's against their Durka beliefs. But what I can tell you is that, of course, we're all concerned about civilian lives, but after the Islamic regime massacred over 50,000 Iranians on January 8 and 9, we as a nation, we all pretty much agreed collectively that right now is not the time for mourning. Right now is the time for war. And the only way that we can avenge the murders of every single Iranian massacred by the Islamic regime is to move forward and make sure that the Islamic regime is exterminated. So there you go. But I can't tell you, like, let me just go. Let me share something really quick. I'm gonna see if I can find this. Okay, so here you go. However, if you want to know how Iranians react to the boom booms and the explosions, well, here it is. So this is actually an Iranian gentleman, and this is from last summer. So this is from literally last year, and this is when the IDF began booming IRGC bases last summer. And this is how this Iranian man reacted and responded to the bombs that were dropping from up above. So basically, we Iranians, we love eating seeds. So sunflower seeds, pistachio seeds, whatever the case might be. And so it's kind of like eating popcorn, right? So we always have like some seeds with us, and then we use our teeth to shell the seed, and then we eat the seed, and then we toss out the shell. So you can see it, and it's basically like just like a sitting around. It's like a casual thing to do, right? So this guy, not only is he watching Israel booming IRGC targets that are close to wherever he is, but he's literally like eating seeds, and like you can see he's like shelling the seed, right? And then like he's not like, you can hear the explosions in the background. The guy's not even like blinking. He's literally, his eyes are open, and he's just like, he's taking it in, right? Because for him, this is what liberation looks like. This is what freedom looks like. This is what Iranians want. So there you go. And of course, there's like all the people behind him as well, right? So there's all the others who are there. But this guy's just my favorite one, right? Because this would be like the equivalent of you see like, I don't know, boom boom's happening, and then you're like, let me grab a bag of popcorn and go get a front row seat and eat my popcorn while I'm watching the fireworks, right? So this is like the Iranian equivalent of like eating popcorn while you're watching something entertaining. There you go. So yeah, I hope that provides a little bit of context for how Iranians feel and think about the current boom booms that are happening. Omid says, do you think the splits guy is still blocking Hormuz? Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, I need to find that image. I think Savakzadeh posted it at some point, right? So guys, so there's this meme. So okay, I have to share this. So the splits guy, he's pretty much turned into like a meme for Iranians, and like they use his image in various like jokes, right? So there's this one image that someone made. I can't remember who it was, but I think like Savakzadeh or someone posted it, where this guy is like blocking the Strait of Hormuz, and then they're like, this is the IRGC's tactic for preventing ships from going, because he's literally using his splits to block the strait. But I can't find that now. I'll see if I can find it for tomorrow's episode. But guys, I just wanted to
غرق انقلاب است.
Oh no, guys! It went to the ending before I actually gave my ending. So anyways, I just wanted to thank all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in to day 189 of Iran Revolution Live. I will see you later this evening, for the evening edition of the Goldie Show, where I'm going to break down all of the geopolitical stuff that's happening, right? So not just Iran, but of course the United States, President Trump's recent and very spicy comments, how Israel fits into the picture, and also a little bit more of a deep dive into what is happening in the Middle East. So until then, I wanted to thank all of you for tuning in to day 189. And as always, I'm Israel Chai. God bless America. Javid Shah and Payanda Iran. I will see all of you guys very soon later tonight.
غرق انقلاب است.
کشور ما، تاریخ ما در سینه گر فرا گرفته، گویی اهورا مستا دوباره در نور خود مرا گرفته. هشتم سرودی سر میدهم باز فارغ از رنج و تشویش، ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. هن ای پدر، هن
ای پسر برخیز و با ما شوهنگا تا درد آن تجربه تلخ ما را نکشیده در پا بگذار هر دم بغرند برکا در لباس میش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ای کارگر ای برزگر راحت قانون ادامه دارد در این زمان که پرتو یزدان از هر سو بر تو میبارد پس پیش به سوی آزادی از بحر خزر تا کیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش خلقا به پا بحر دفاع از استقلال و آزادی تا بشکنیم پشت ارتجاع تیریزی ویران آبادی تا زنده سازیم سنت‌های می از بربالین و کیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش
با امید روزی که تمام این دلبشو و انقلاب تموم بشه و ما در روشنایی نور و سعادت مردم کشورمون غرق بشیم
نه خارجی نه بیگانه نه مستشارهای ویرانی نه چیر خاران نه کاسلیسان فقط هم رزمان ایرانی با شرافت میهنی بسازی بهر فرزندان خویش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش مردان بیایید داخل صف ما اکنون که آغاز رویاست دشمنان بدانید ما زنده هستیم بعد از ما هم ایران پابرجاست آن روح شیطان ما را فریب داد با صد شعار مردمیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران غرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش پرچم ما پرچم ایران غرق خون شهیدان روی شانه هامان حمل میکنیمش در هر خیابان و میدان تا ماسک دلقکان را برداریم از روی تسبیح و ریش